Jai Srimanarayana. Hello everyone, I am the Pauranika. Welcome to the 48th episode of Sri Mahabharata as written by sage Vedavyasa. After the tough separation from Chitrangada, Arjuna had set out to Gokarna. From there, he reached the coastal areas of the west and visited many sites of pilgrimage. From there, he reached Prabhaasa theerdha. Krishna Paramatma, who got to know that the invincible Arjuna came to Prabhaasa theerdha, went there to meet him. Those two best friends hugged each other affectionately. "Why did you start this theerdha yatra?" asked Krishna. Arjuna explained all the events to Krishna Paramatma. Then they both relaxed there, had food and slept on comfortable beds. Arjuna spoke about the places he visited and slowly slipped into the sleep. In the morning, Arjuna woke up to the songs and beautiful music of various instruments. After freshening up, Arjuna, on a golden chariot along with Krishna, started to Dwaraka. The people of Dwaraka were very excited and they decorated the entire city along with the gardens. As Arjuna entered, young girls and men crowded the streets wherever possible to have a glimpse of the Pandava. Men of Bhoja, Vrishni and Andhaka lineages assembled in groups to welcome him. After receiving grand reception from the Yadavas, Arjuna settled in the palace of Krishna and lived there for many days. Later, a great event started at the hill of Raivataka. All the Yadavas arrived at the Raivataka hill and made great donations there. With beautiful buildings and colorful trees around, the place looked radiant with singers and dancers performing at the event. The people of Dwaraka came there with their spouses and enjoyed. Even the Gandharvas joined the celebrations and followed Balarama and Yadu king Ugrasena along with the Yadu warriors and women. Even Krishna and Arjuna arrived at the event and roamed around together witnessing the celebration. Then, in the middle of a group of women surrounded by her friends, Arjuna saw the lovely daughter of Vasudeva, Subhadra. Decked in fine jewelry and clothes, she laughed and roamed around with her friends. Arjuna fell in love with her at the first sight. Krishna, who noticed this change in Arjuna, said, "Partha, she is my sister Subhadra, my father's favorite. If you wish to marry her, I will personally talk to my father." Then Arjuna said, "Janardhana, I'll consider myself a blessed one if your sister marries me. Suggest me a way to win her." Then Krishna said, "Partha, Swayamvaram is an acceptable way for Kshatriyas, but we can't be sure of its results. Rakshasa Vivah, however, is an acceptable form for Kshatriyas." Then Arjuna and Krishna decided on the course of action and sent messengers to Indraprastha for the approval of Yudhishthira. King Yudhishthira accepted the alliance on hearing this, and Bhima said that they feel blessed to the messenger. Then Arjuna, who learned that Subhadra went to Raivataka hill, went to Sri Krishna. Krishna Paramatma suggested Arjuna what needs to be done. Arjuna took his blessings and started on Krishna's golden chariot arranged by Dwaraka on Krishna's advice. Subhadra, who went to Raivataka hill, finished her prayers there, took the blessings of the Brahmanas, did a pradakshina around the hill and started back to Dwaraka. Arjuna reached there and pulled her up into his chariot. As Subhadra smiled, Arjuna raced the chariot towards Indraprastha. The soldiers who saw the abduction of Subhadra rushed to Dwaraka, entered a hall named Sudharma and narrated the valorous feat of Arjuna. Then the chair of the meeting had hit a gong to indicate war. Hearing that, the Yadu warriors assembled there in minutes. Then the Sabhapala announced about Arjuna's abduction of Subhadra. They grew angry. Their eyes turned red. They ordered to get the chariots ready. Then, shining like Mount Kailasha, dressed in blue clothes, Balarama said, "You fools, Krishna hasn't spoken yet. Why are you reacting unnecessarily?" As all the eyes turned towards Krishna, Balarama asked, "Achyuta, we respected that Arjuna just because of you. No one should break the plate in which they ate. How did he dare to insult us? How did he ignore you? I can't tolerate this act. I will destroy the entire Kuru lineage all by myself." Then Krishna said, "Brother, he didn't act with an intent to insult us. We do not need money and therefore he cannot offer money and marry Subhadra. Even if he wins the bride in Swayamvaram, we never know what she desires. A man of great pride like Arjuna will not accept the bride as a dana. A man who takes money from the bride's family and marry her will be looked down upon as a despicable creature." Keeping all these in mind, Arjuna had done what is dharma for the Kshatriyas. Also, why would we not approve of someone like Arjuna who was born in the lineage of Shantanu and the grandson of Kunti Bhoja? In all the three worlds, no one except Lord Shiva can defeat Arjuna in a battle. At this point of time, he has my chariot and horses too. If he defeats you and leaves to his city, that will bring us great disrepute. So go after him and bring him back to the city." Hearing Krishna's words, Yadavas acted accordingly. Arjuna returned to Dwaraka, married Subhadra, and lived there for more than a year, served by the Yadus. After completion of 12 years, Arjuna returned to Khandavaprastha along with Subhadra. He first went to their Purohita Dhaumya and took his blessings. Then he bowed to his elder brothers Yudhishthira and Bhima and hugged his younger brothers Nakula and Sahadeva. Later, he went closer to Draupadi. However, she was angry. Out of love for him, she said, "Why did you come here? Go to Subhadra. New relations always tend to make the previous ones weak," she said and cried in many ways. Arjuna tried to pacify her again and again. He then asked Subhadra, who was dressed in red clothes, to be dressed as a Gopalika and made her enter the palace. Subhadra was as radiant as a full moon in that attire. She went to Kunti and took her blessings. Kunti kissed Subhadra on her forehead. Then Subhadra went to Draupadi, touched her feet and said humbly, "I am here to serve you." Draupadi then got up, hugged Subhadra and blessed, "Your husband will have no enemies in the world." Then, on an auspicious day, the Yadava warriors came to Indraprastha. Krishna, Balarama, their brother Satyaki, Krishna's friend and the disciple of Brihaspati Uddhava, the illustrious Akrura, Kritavarma and many more came to Indraprastha, and the Pandavas received each one of them respectfully. They exchanged great gifts in celebration of Arjuna and Subhadra's marriage. They stayed there and enjoyed for few days and left to Dwaraka along with Balarama. However, Krishna stayed there for some more time with Arjuna. After some time, Subhadra delivered a baby boy and he was named Abhimanyu. Celebrating Abhimanyu's birth, Yudhishthira did great donations of cows and gold coins. Since his birth, Krishna personally involved in all the birth rituals of the boy. That Abhimanyu learned Dhanurveda divided into 4 parts from Arjuna. Arjuna specially trained him in the usage of astras and yuddha kriyas with an intent to make his son his equal. As he grew up, Abhimanyu resembled Krishna in his looks, courage and valor. Panchali too gave birth to 5 sons from her 5 husbands who were born within a gap of 1 year. With Yudhishthira, she gave birth to Prativindhya, which means a person who can bear war injuries like Vindhya mountain. With Bhima, she gave birth to Sutasoma. As the boy was born after Bhima performed 1,000 Somayagas, he was named so. With Arjuna, she gave birth to Shrutakarma. Nakula's son was named Satanika, and Draupadi delivered her fifth son with Sahadeva on the star of Kritika ruled by the god of fire. Therefore, the boy was named after Agnideva as Shrutasena. After learning the Vedas, the sons of the Pandavas learned Dhanurveda under the tutelage of Arjuna and grew up to be exceptional warriors like their fathers. Thank you. Jai Shriman Narayana.